Hello friends, hello everyone. I hope you're doing well. Welcome into the new year. This is 2026 and 2025 has left the building. I guess we're all pretty excited about that. I'm here to do an energy check-in reading for the full moon in Cancer. Today is January the 2nd, 2026. My name is Firestorm Shannon. I go by Shan, Firestorm Shan, sister, whatever you want to call me. Just don't call me late for dinner. Alright guys and gals, let's go ahead and get into the energies. I do read in astrology, numerology, and I use tools such as tarot and oracle cards for tools of divination to bring forth truth and change and transformation in our lives. So let's go ahead and talk about the energies that we're going to be dealing with at this current time. We have a beautiful full moon, and I love that it's in our Cancer signs, the beautiful water signs. They are the cardinal water signs, meaning they're the first born of the three water signs that are available to us: the gatekeepers of Pisces, the gatekeepers of Scorpio, and the gatekeepers of Cancer. So those of you who have personal planets in Cancer, Aries, Libra, or Capricorn, you might feel this energy a little more than the average person who has very little energy influencing them in their natal chart at this time. This is a focus on a water sign, which is a lot to do with our emotions, our creativity. It's important to recognize that in astrology, Jupiter, the planet of luck, expansion, and growth, has been in the sign of Cancer for over a year now. It will be there until the next new moon in Cancer in July. So we have a full moon in Cancer now in January. 6 months from now, we will have a new moon in Cancer in July. And that's when the energies really shift, because Jupiter will be moving out of Cancer into Leo. But that's enough about that for now. Let's focus on this energy that we're dealing with at the current moment with the full moon in Cancer. This has got to do with a reflection of your inner emotions. Now, we are still lingering in the year of the snake. 2025 was a year life cycle, universal year of 9 for the planet. And 9s are meaning that we're wrapping up cycles, repeat cycles, things that needed to end. And so we are actually still in that energy. I know we just had a new year and we've all been celebrating and we're bringing in the 2026 year. But to be honest with you all, the new year doesn't really officially start until like around Aries season. And that's when the official new year really starts. So right now we're still in the process of cleaning up some unfinished business, is what I'm seeing it as, when it comes to your emotions, when it comes to self-care, when it comes to matters of the home. Now, also, just not to get too deep into it, but in astrology, wherever the planets are, there are houses, and there's 12 of them, and that's where we get all your zodiac signs from. That Jupiter Cancer placement's been focused in on the first house, which has got to do with building up who you are as a person, your identity, how you show up in the world, your love, your creativity, your home, your inner home and your physical home, So there's been a lot of energy still in that needs to be worked on. You still have lots of luck and advancements towards building up your self-strength, I want to say, independence, going after what you truly want, what you truly desire, and so forth. There's a lot of luck there for you. Also, now I'm going to go ahead and move forward. We will be doing individual zodiac sign readings. I do owe Cancer their reading. I will get to that after this. So let's go ahead and get into our reading. It's important to remember that the energies of Cancer are actually contrasting Capricorn, which is the opposite sign. And Capricorn's all about the goals and the careers and building a legacy and things like that. So there's a little bit of a contrast between feeling optimistic about wanting to get started on a new passion project. I'm going to recommend that you wait until around February or March, the end of February or March, before you kick off any kind of new sort of endeavors, if it has to do with career or legacy or any of those kinds of things that are long-term earthly matters. Right now it's important that we get our emotions grounded. There's still some spiritual work that's being done in us at this time to prepare us for the next phase. We are planting the seeds at this time for the next decade of our lives. We are in a life path 1 universal right now, which again, it's all about getting our identity, our self-identity. How do we show up in this planet and so forth? How do we feel it in our own skin? Are we feeling emotionally satisfied? Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the second part of our reading, which is going to be using our Oracle deck, the Moon Monology cards. And this basically is just going to pull the general collective energies of the planet right now. This won't be any specific zodiac sign. As I stated before, if you're a cardinal sign, then this might feel a little more impactful for you, or if you have a lot of personal planets, any of those cardinal signs. Okay, so let's go ahead and get popping and see what the strongest energies that Spirit would like to talk to us about, and then we're going to work through whatever it is that's revealed at this time. Okay, are you ready? Okay, thank you, Holy Spirit, guides, and angels, for being here with us today, for leading us into the truth and the life that we desire to be in, the one that you purposed for us at this time, and let us to see clearly what we need to see and allow us to process it deeply. We thank you for that in advance, and amen and amen. And everyone says amen. What are the energies? Thank you for these messages that are coming through now at this time. I'm seeing a lot of scattered energy. I'm hearing schizophrenia. Some of you feel like you're losing your mind. The reason why you feel like you're losing your mind is because you've settled someplace. You've given a piece of your identity away to someone else, or a person, place, or a thing. For some of you, that's as simple as that. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. Please don't take this as a doctor's diagnosis. I'm just saying, for some of you, you're not crazy. You're saying that to yourself. You're saying to yourself, I feel like I'm crazy. So let's say, I'm not saying you are crazy. I feel crazy. What does that mean, to feel crazy? It just feels like your mind is not solid or grounded. You might have a lot of emotions that are pulling at your thoughts, and you can't think straight. Right now, it's a time of self-care. Okay? That was symbolism. So please don't take, when I say words like that, offensively, because I know in today's times people are really sensitive. All right, full moon, folks. If you feel like you've been saying things like that, like you don't know who you are, you don't know your identity, you've given a piece of yourself away to the matrix, to a person, to a place or thing, you've lost who you are. It's time to come back and find it again. And that's what we're doing. Those emotions that you are feeling at this time, it's time to process them, not push them down. Don't try to control your emotions. Although, that's what we do. We don't want to let anybody see us cry sometimes. Especially masculine energy, some of us were raised, big boys don't cry. Well, yeah, they do. I tell you what, there's nothing more beautiful to me than see a lovely masculine in touch with their emotions and having a release, because we are all perfectly divine and we are all perfectly human. And so it's not a time to suppress those emotions. It's time to address those emotions in this full moon. So emotions could be running high. So the message here from divine is just surrender to the divine. Surrender. I surrender all. I surrender all. That's an old gospel song coming up from my childhood roots. You know, maybe there's some foundational roots that we need to go back and look at this time too, that might be shaping how we feel about ourselves, because how we feel about ourselves is how we show up on this planet, okay? And we all have a purpose and a calling on this timeline. It's our purpose to open up to it and find it. You were highly supported at this time to do so. Surrender to the divine at this time. When you do surrender to the divine, a win-win outcome is forecasted. That is our cardinal sign, Libra. Okay? Showing up here in this reading for us. This has to do with our partnerships coming into alignment. So some of us have been in legalities, whether it is literal ones or just karmic contracts. It's time for us to recognize and surrender to the divine the ones of those contracts that have perhaps expired. An old, outdated version of a situation is no longer as it seems. It's time to look at things with a different perspective and a different lens. Okay? And it is time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio, that is a fixed sign. That is a fellow water sign. Now, Scorpio energy is very fixed on their emotions, but they are the masters of managing their emotions. So, I know I said just a moment ago, it's not a time to control your emotions. You need to feel those emotions. You need to feel them, okay? So it's not controlling how you feel. It's about managing them. It's not a time to act impulsive. It's time to take deep breaths and really consider how you feel and what's causing you to feel that way. Okay. Let's get some more messages from the sacred symbols. So when you release to the divine, a win-win outcome is forecasted, but it is time to release negativity. That's definitely something that I wrote down in my intentions for my 2026 journal. All right, let's see what else wants to come out here. Veiled. Ooh. Thank you. Okay. All right. We're pulling home. Excuse me. All right. It says home, and so This is the energy of Cancerian energy, which is about home. It can be mother energy as well. You know, you might have a situation with a mother, might need to have a conversation with a mother, something like that could be going on. But we have home and we have magic. We have number 10, which reduces to a 1, and that is the life path that we are in now. So coming home to who you truly are. And then magic with it is the next card here, which is beautiful energy of the pentacle. All right, this represents earth, wind, fire, and water with spirit, and it is protection symbol, okay? About being comfortable in your skin, you know. What is your magic? What is your superpower is what I should say. That is your magic, okay? Do you have a gift of empathy? That is a gift. Do you have a gift of motivation to get other people, you know, direction, leadership? Because leadership's a big part of what's going on here. We're being built up to become these leaders. You know, just things like that. What is your superpower? Okay, so we're talking about your magic and coming home in your own skin and being comfortable in your own skin. You know, I consider myself a Christian. I love God. I love Jesus. Over the years, through a number of difficult situations of being a truth seeker, I have had the opportunity to be in the limelight quite a bit around religious circles. I've always been invited into the inner courts, the inner chambers, the private lives of leaders, and I had to realize very quickly that it's really easy to put leaders on a pedestal, because behind closed doors they're just as goofy and filled with the same amount of temptations as the rest of us are. And not all of them are perfect, and not all of them are just innocent either. So it's been challenging for me to be able to see, you know, people even in these leadership positions struggle with their feelings about who they truly are. And at this time, it's really important that we are accepting of others, because there's a lot of religious trauma out there for folks who have had a negative experience with the divine. And I feel very called to that group of people who have had some trauma. And I understand where you're coming from. If you are a person who's been dealing with that kind of situation, I connect with you and I resonate with you on that. Okay, because as we are becoming awakened and healed at this time, we are going to begin to start tapping into all these gifts and callings that we have suppressed, is what I'm being shown. Okay, so like I see it as an earthquake and an awakening. Like I've been feeling a lot of tenseness. I have Venus in Cancer and I'm a life path 7, which is Cancerian, but I'm a Leo sun. Okay. I know very much how these feelings are. I've been feeling it myself, wrestling with things that have been pushed down and buried that want to come out. Okay, it's time to allow those to come out and focus on self-care. Come home to who you truly are. Come home to your magic. Come home to your feelings. You're very close to reaching your goals. And another pretty blue moon, full blue moon there, okay? All right, let's get some tarot. Let's see what some of y'all have been dealing with. This is going to be the part of the reading where we're going to focus on the heart of the matter, the strongest energies of the heart of the matter, what we're dealing with, what we've been dealing with in the past, what's driving these energies, what might be coming into our future, how are we showing up and looking towards other people, and how do other people look towards us. We're going to do what they call a Celtic cross spread. So I'm going to be using the Deviant Moon Tarot, and it looks like this. Okay, that's the Magician there. If you're still with me, we're about 20 minutes in. Full moon in Cancer. Dealing with matters of the home, but emotional depth, emotional debts, things like those natures. Do you have an emotional debt? It's time to release that debt. Owe no man nothing but to love them. That is a Bible verse. I know what that it is, being raised in the religious circle. I can't tell you exactly where it's at. I used to remember all of the verses because I had to when I was a kid. But all right, Holy Spirit, guides, and angels, what do you want to show us? For those of us that are still watching, if you need to book a personal reading with me, my rates are in the description box below. I highly recommend you start with a natal chart reading, so that way we can discuss the personal planets that are impacting you and your personality to help you give you a better understanding of who you are. And then we will look into follow-ups called transit readings after that, as these planets move through the wheel of time, how they are impacting you today, not just the day that you were born, how those planets are triggering you and impacting you today. Okay, so that's what makes that fun. So you'll need to book a personal reading with me for that first. And if that's not your cup of tea and you just have a really quick question or an inquiry, I do have a special running 3 cards for $25. Just send me a message or a comment and I will honor that at any time. It does not expire. This is for those of you who are not comfortable with a full-fledged reading. You just need a couple of, go-getters. Okay. The Fool. All right, Aries energy, that is our cardinal fire signs. All right, showing up here. Aries is all about your individuality, your identity, your belief systems. How do you see yourself? It starts with you, okay? It starts with me. It starts with uno, and that's where the reading here is the heart of the reading, okay? How do you feel? It's interesting because it looks like you've had a lot of surprises. Look at the fish jumping out of the water. And the Fool seems a little surprised, like, oh, a little shocked. So a lot of shocking, surprising events. It's interesting, the Fool is standing in water, which is emotions, okay? Usually the Fool is standing on a mountaintop, about ready to step off a cliff in most of the tarot decks. This deck's different. It has the Fool wading through emotions with a lot of surprise pop-ups that the Fool didn't see coming, Isn't that the way the world works? Like, you just didn't expect to feel that way. You didn't know you were going to feel that way until the surprise thing happened. Now, going into 2026, Uranus, the planet of surprises, is moving out of Taurus, which has been in... it's been in Aries and Taurus for the last 14 years. So this has had a lot of surprises about your identity. Surprises about, like I said, you didn't know you felt that way, but now you do. So it shaped a piece of your identity and who you are because of those surprise emotional situations. Some of this could have affected your stability. With the Taurus energy, where Uranus has been, a lot of surprises in your stability, sudden changes. Taurus energy is also about your values and your belief systems and your security and your stability. A lot of that stuff could have taken a lot of surprise twists and turns. For instance, over the last 14 years, I've just started getting in from mainstream Christianity, a religious traditional value, into what we call today tarot or astrology or astronomy, or the gifts and the magic that was suppressed. Always there, but that belief system, that value, that core belief system would suppress that energy and not allow it. But really, that's where we are in this time, in this day, in this age, is in not everybody's willing to connect with, a traditional church. They're not comfortable. And there's been plenty of reasons why they wouldn't feel that way. Now, not everybody is in this category. I am not wrapping us all up. I'm talking to those of you who have been called to tap into your own connection with the divine, not necessarily one that doesn't have any value or belief system to it. Like if you're taught something and you're just always believing that's the way that it's supposed to be, but then something surprisingly happens to you to trigger a different emotion in you, and it caused you to look for the truth in a different manner or a different way, and you found something and you've changed. You're not the same person. So it's time to get ready to embrace, and that's what we're doing right now, as we're just wrapping up the tail end of this unfinished business, is the way I want to look at it, about our identity, our values, our belief systems, and what makes us feel safe and stable. And is that traditional or non-traditional? That changed for many of us. With Uranus moving into Gemini, this is going to change a lot to do with how we show up in our community, how we show up with our siblings, brothers and sisters, if you have them, your neighbors, your co-workers that are around you, just your general neighborhood, things like that, social things of the higher mind. You will be seen a lot more, and you might have a perfect opportunity to share this and that are both true. So you'll be able to take and show where the things that you thought that you were stuck in a belief system, how one surprise shocking event changed your belief system forever, and how you can see the truth in this and you see the truth in that. And so it becomes more of a collective consciousness of an acceptance of multiple belief systems. Like, my hair, is it pink or is it purple? It's this and that are true. It's pink and it's purple. Do you guys remember that thing going around with this picture of a dress on the internet, and they'd say, is it blue or is it yellow or something like that? And because of different people have color blindness or different tints in their eye gates, some people thought the dress was blue and some people thought the dress was gold or something like that. I can't remember the colors, but it's almost like being colorblind. I'm going to write that down. And I'm hearing a song by Living Color. Oh, no. In Vogue. In Vogue. It's called Free Your Mind. I like that. Free your mind and the rest will follow. Be colorblind, don't be so shallow. I love those sisters. Okay, back to the reading. This is getting long. So, yeah, surprise. The Fool, we're just setting off on this planet, and all of a sudden, like, ooh, a lot of just unforeseen circumstances, caused a lot of emotional upheaval. King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck there. So there's that Taurus energy in the moon. And the Seven of Swords. Ooh. Wow. Okay. So what's crossing this energy is the King of Swords, and that's that Taurus energy. Your stability, your values, your structure. This is the way we've always done this, Shannon. We go to work every day. We work our 9 to 5. We work there 30 years. We retire. Okay. Shannon, we're always Catholic. We're always going to stay Catholic. Shannon, I'm Baptist. I was raised Baptist. We'll always be Baptist. Shannon, I've lived here my whole life. I can't move from here. My stability is right here. But a lot of shocking events happen to change your stability, your structure, your foundation. How we earn money is changed. Technology is changing. Innovation is changing. AI is taking over some jobs, right? This job that I'm doing for you right now, AI can do it. You won't have the personal relationship with a human being. It'll be a fake robot, but still. What's driving this energy is the moon. The moon has a lot to do with secrets, hidden emotions. Isn't that what we're talking about? Acknowledging these hidden emotions, processing them, feeling them, allowing them, saying it's okay. You know, if I change religious belief systems, it's okay. If I move away from this state or my family member, it's okay. If I have a non-traditional relationship, it's okay. But in this foundation is a lot of deceit. The moon card is deceit, fear, hidden emotions, and the full moon is here to address those. They're coming out. They're coming out whether we like it or not, okay? A lot of fear around finances is indicated here as well. I have it here with the Seven of Swords, and it does fall in the headspace, so a lot of us have been doing deceitful practices, and that's going to be brought to your attention. If you didn't know it and you think you're doing everything peachy keen, I think there might be something that pops up that's going to show you either someone around you or something inside of you that's not completely authentic or 100% real. Will the real Slim Shady get on the dance floor? Get on the dance floor. Get on the dance floor. Will the real Slim Shady get on the dance floor? Get on the dance floor. Get on the dance floor. Eminem? Will the real Slim Shady get on the dance floor? It's time for the real you to show up. Yeah, it really is. Okay. We're reading off the bottom of the deck, which is the hidden energies. Most people start from the top. I'm starting from the bottom because we're talking about the moon, the full moon. And this is all about hidden secrets. In the past, we have the Ten of Pentacles. This is that Capricorn energy we're talking about. So this is the contrasting energy that we're feeling between Cancer and Capricorn. So will you continue to move forward in the legacy of old family traditions and values where the kingdoms were built off the backs of their sons and their daughters? That is a son. And those are the parents. They are playing a game of chess on the back of their children's back. And there is a legacy there with Ten of Pentacles, lots of stability, years. This is long term. This is stuff that's been going on for years. This is the past. Okay? A lot of secrets about how these legacies have been built. They have been built on, look at this child. This is not a good image. You know, and it reminds me of taxes. You know, aren't we going through a great revolution of standing up against all these taxes where the whole, like, United States is overtaxed? We feel like slaves. We feel like slaves to our country. Even though we are not a third world country, we're not. We could choose to not work and live in a ditch if we wanted to, but that's not who we are. I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. But there are some things that need to be done, some reform. So the old systems that we used to build things upon, the backs of others, Is that supposed to be something, a secret we're not supposed to see? We're not supposed to look at that? We're not supposed to acknowledge that? That's true. That's a little shady business. I'm seeing a frown of disapproval. Like, wow, you know, a sense of greed. I'm feeling that. So there is an emphasis on staying balanced. When we're building our legacies, think about how many children stay in careers because their father did it or their mother did it, and they want to make that parent proud, whenever that person could have possibly been designed to do something completely different, like me. I mean, if my folks had it my way, I would be right back in that little small river town right there next to them. Would never got out of this box. Would never have this channel. Would never have met you. Ever. Was it easy? Is it easy? No, it's hard. I feel the heartstrings get pulled on me. I feel the manipulation of, you know, people judging me because I'm not right there, you know, hand and foot. It's not easy. For me, I have a North Node placement, which is my destiny. It is in Capricorn. So, as much as it hurts me, I know that it is my purpose and my destiny to, I've learned everything I need to learn when it comes to home and hearth. It's time for me to focus on my career, my legacy, long-term thinking. Depending on where you are in the timeline, that's going to look different for each and every one of you. Your North Node is very important for you to take a look at in your natal chart. Okay. So the incoming energies is the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is a little message that's coming through, a little passionate one. And it's saying here that somebody here is walking on ice. So that old hierarchy, that old system, that old money is walking on ice. And I have it here with the Five of Pentacles. That eyeball is just creepy. This is Taurus energy, which has to do with finances, and it also has a picture of a church, which has to do with religious belief systems. So it has a sense of people being left out in the cold and financially losing because of a poverty mentality. So it does feel like there will be a little bit of a loss that's coming in, or at least a little bit of abandoning those old ways of doing things, the traditional ways of doing things. All right, here we have the King of Wands. King of Wands is a motivated person who's very passionate and gets things done. It doesn't let anybody stop them. It's inspiration, it's creativity, it's adventure, it's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy all in one. Aries being about your personal identity, Leo being about your childlike creativity, and Sagittarius having to do with your truth, your philosophy, and your adventure to go forward and bring forth passionate change and adventure. This is the situation. We're on a new journey. We're trailing a new path. We're moving into the fire year of the horse, the fire horse. It's in Sagittarius. This is going to get us really fired up to move forward. We will be leaving family behind. We will be leaving old money behind. Some of us will be not caring about an inheritance if you feel like it's been dangled over your head like a piece of fruit or a carrot. Some of you will be walking away from any of that to find out who you truly are and what you truly believe and how you truly feel, and acknowledging it and allowing it and getting your passion and getting fired up and moving forward. Taking all those lessons that you've learned and letting it be a fuel to your fire. How you are looking towards other people. It's the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is Leo energy, but it's an energy of, sevens are about spirituality, learning life's lessons. They come with a gift. You will appear to others, they're going to think you look defensive, or they're going to see that you're blocking them or you're not communicating with them. They're going to be seeing you setting better boundaries around you. Definitely. This is how you're going to look. You will be establishing healthy boundaries to protect your emotions, because I am picking up a sense of manipulation and an old thought, an old seed, like a mind control. I'm seeing somebody, it's on the right side of my head, so it's a masculine energy. And I'm seeing somebody yelling at someone like this, like a masculine energy trying to control another person's thoughts through fear and such. And so you will need to have a healthy boundary if you're dealing with a situation like that, because that's a very controlling, manipulative person that is trying to usurp their power over yours. And I mean, it could be even a boss figure. Take it as it resonates. You know, Aries energy is a little all about me, all about I. So, and they can be a little controlling as well. So you might need to tap into that Aries energy of, you know what, this is the way I feel and that's fine. And not being swayed or moved by whatever this person over here is just barking, trying to change your opinion about. Healthy boundaries is what you're seeing. Okay. Six of Cups is in your challenge, or your hope or your fear. So let's think about what this image looks like. Six of Cups is a card of nostalgia, and we have a devil there, and then we have you. This is those this is about nostalgia. This is about memories. These are about the good and the bad memories. Okay? We're not supposed to be... Okay, this is the way I'm seeing it. Some of you are saying, I don't want to forget what you did, so there I will not forgive. And you're using that as a healthy boundary. So this is what I'm being shown. You're seeing a little devil from your past. You're thinking about it. So therefore you've got yourself in a protective energy. Because there is some regret here about past mistakes, past memories. But not all of them were bad. So with this Six of Cups, the card of nostalgia, the card of memories, the card of past lives, the past in general, just memories, we are supposed to remember the good and the bad, because it's what shaped us into who we are today. So the hope here is that you never forget how the bad made you feel, because that's going to be a fuel to your fire to say, I never want to be that way, and I never will be that way. Because just knowing what you don't want is powerful in itself. It's a choice. And then remembering to also remember the good times, okay? Because everything wasn't always bad. There were a lot of great memories. And so the hope here is that you can still continue to remember all those wonderful good times too, because they were there as well. Okay? So take all of it. Take all of it, because it's shaped you as to who you are as a person. Okay? Okay, the outcome of your reading is the Five of Cups. It is what it is, folks. That's Cancer energy. That is the card of two people were having an argument, a disagreement, and there's a lot of spilt cups here. Disappointments, disagreements, sadness. I like this deck because it's like how he's putting his fingers in his ear. Not even, remember I told you I was seeing a masculine yelling, pointing their finger? This is what I saw. And it's coming out as the outcome of our reading. So this is going to probably happen. Expect it. Expect it. Folks are going to be disappointed whenever you decide to choose you over them. And this is a person trying to control the emotions of other people. And that was what our warning was here. What to do? Resist over management of emotions. Resist over management of emotions. Cancerians, if this is for you, the strongest, with this being your lunar first full moon of the year, it's really important for you to feel those feelings, okay? And allow other people to feel their feelings, but we can't control them. Feel the feelings and let them move forward. You need to focus on inner care. You need to have time and space for yourself this next week. You need to use your voice to ask for what you want and what you need. And when you do stand up and ask for what you want and what you need, others around you might not like it. But it's the truth. It's time for you to stop holding on to things that make you feel stagnant. Doesn't make you feel like you're growing. Anything you're holding on that feels like it has an attachment, it's keeping you from moving forward to your happiness, being at home with who you are, and your power and your superpowers and your magic. So in this full moon, we can expect some emotions to be high, okay? But it is time to release negativity. So this tells me there will be arguments, there will be disagreements while we're releasing these negativities. But a win-win outcome is forecasted. Once we allow this to release, it's gone. There's nothing there that's holding on to it anymore. So that opens us up for a new possibility, a new beginning, a new door to open. Okay? All right, folks. On this full moon in Cancer, I wish you many blessings, much love. Take time to breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and breathe out. I wish you all the luck in the world. Talk again soon. Bye now.